Everyone, I'm going to share with you a 10-minute or so short cool down yoga sequence that you can do post run. And this will help really, your body recover so you're not feeling so sore the next day. And it's short and it's easy and you don't need any props. And hop on the mat and I'll do it with you. So just after your run, I think the best thing to do is to come into either a child's pose or we'll start with table. So table is a nice one just to kind of check in with how you are, because sometimes you feel great after a run and sometimes you just feel a little bit lousy, a bit drained, a bit, especially if you're not feeling great. So this will just give you a few moments just to reconnect with how you are, and just simple knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, fingers and toes spread as much as you can, and just check in, just move and breathe and just kind of gather up how you're feeling. You might want just to move around in a little circle or forward and back. Now you may want to come into a child's pose, and this is a super position to start from. So knees apart, toes touch, and sit yourself back onto your heels as much as you can. If you need to put a cushion under your bum, go ahead and do that. Elbows come down to the ground maybe. And this might be your child's pose, or you might have elbows wide, hands stacked, and just your forehead resting down. Or you might want to go straight in, arms forward, and settling your body down. So just really choose whatever works for you. Keep your elbows wide, that will make some room for the shoulders. Just take lots of deep breaths in. Just give yourself a moment. We want to focus, as well as moving, a lot on our breath, just getting the breath nice and steady and level, and the body loves that. So stay with the breath more so than the actual movements. If they don't feel good, then I'm going to give you a couple of alternatives. So come back onto the knees under the hips again, hands under the shoulders. Let's do a few little cat and cows to open up the spine and the back. So taking a breath in. You're going to exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, you're going to look down towards the mat, or maybe you can look back towards your toes. You want to arch that spine, and then as you inhale, you bring the belly towards the mat, you lift and look up, tailbone lifts up as well, so you're feeling it more in the belly, and then exhaling, rounding up again. Inhaling, belly drops, exhale. Nice and slow as you want to do this. Okay, so we're really thinking cool down. So we want to slow and steady everything and use the warmth of the run to just help those muscles and just to get that stretch and that release so that they're not sore tomorrow. And then staying here for a moment, just feeling your table position. And then we're going to take that right leg back, keep the toes on the ground. We're going to keep the connection to the ground with the left leg. So don't just dump your weight into the hip. Really keep pressing into the toes and the hands, pushing back through the right heel. So feeling into the right calf now, especially if that's tight, the ankles as well. And lower the knee down. Extend the left leg back. Do the same thing. So try not to dump the weight into the right hip. We want to press the right toes down, push back with the left heel. You can do that again for as long as you like. Lovely. Knee comes down to the ground. You can take another quick child's pose if you fancy it. Take the weight off the wrist, especially if they're a little bit troublesome, and come into another child's pose. Take 2 breaths in here. Take a fist with the hands as well while you're here, maybe rotating the wrists. Breathe in right into that space in between the shoulder blades. Breathe out. And then roll your body up. So coming back up to the table position, let's give our feet a little bit of attention now. So if it's comfy for you, come up onto the balls of your feet and walk your way back. Now you can stay here, that's enough. If it's comfy, you can walk your hands back up towards your thighs, sitting up nice and tall, rounding the shoulders back, maybe taking the arms behind you if they reach, pressing them to the ground, opening the chest. That should feel lovely. At any stage, come off those toes. And then we'll all come off together, coming back to all fours. Let's take the right leg out, and you're going to find yourself in a lunge. So just importantly, have the knee over the ankle. So don't lose sight of your toes, and try not to dump too much weight into the front hip. We want to think about opening that left side. So keeping the chest lifted, and we're in a nice lunge. Let's do a little twist here now as well. So you can bring the right hand onto the waist or the knee, taking a big breath in, opening the chest, and then thinking about rotating the shoulders rather than turning the neck, okay? Our neck, we want to keep our neck, so we want to keep it from any damage. So rotating the shoulders will give you a much better twist. Right hand can reach out behind you, or we can lift it up towards the ceiling. Again, whatever you're feeling, and then taking the hand all the way down, we push back, where we lift up the right toes, moving again into the hamstring and the calf, and a bit on the ankle as well. And bring the hands down. Let's come back onto the knees again, bringing the left leg forward, and let's find our lunge on this side again. So you might want to slide the right leg back a little bit of this. Knee over the ankle once more. So lifting the chest, breathing easily. And let's go with that twist again. So left hand on the knee. You're going to take a big breath in, and then again, rotating shoulders, chest. You find your twist. We can bring that hand out behind us, or up, or keep it on the knee. Lovely. And then we lower it all down again to the ground. Let's push back and lift up the left toes. Remember, breathing in and out, so always be led with a nice deep breath. And even if you don't stay in the posture, if the shake's too long, just keep the breath flowing. Taking the hands down, let's just come back onto the knees now. So I'm just going to stay on the knees, so I'm just moving towards so you can see what I'm doing next. I'm going to take the right leg out to the side, toes pointed towards the front end of the mat. And from here, we're going to just do a few cat and cows, just like we did. So taking a big breath in. You're going to exhale, round up your spine. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, rounding up. Inhaling, lifting. And then coming back to that neutral, we're going to walk the hands up. Where we're on our left knee, right leg is out to the side. Taking the arms in a big stretch, big inhale, getting long in the body, reach up. And then as we exhale, the right hand drops to the leg, left hand reaches over. So you're feeling it all at the side of the body, maybe down the front of that left leg as well. So breathing in and out. And then breathing, and we're going to take the hands to the mat. Now, if you have a block like I do, or you can use a book, you can always place it down. Right hand can stay on the thigh, or we can bring it up to the ceiling. And this might be lovely for you, or you might want to reach it towards the ear and get that full side stretch. That should feel lovely. And then we're going to prick it all the way up. Bring the hands to the ground again. Come onto the knees, and let's do the other side. So just maybe if you use your prop, you can bring the prop over. Left leg out. Hands to the ground. Let's take a breath. Exhale, round under. Inhaling, dipping the belly. Exhale up. Inhaling, dipping the belly. And last time. Nice. And then from here, table, let's walk the hands back up. Hands down by the sides at the moment. Make sure that you're nice and solid on the ground here. I'm just going to move my leg over a little bit, actually. It's better, feels better. And then we inhale, we lift up. Okay, so reaching up, getting really long through both sides of the body, and then exhale, over you go. So left hand drops to the thigh, to the shin, right hand reaches up. So let's take a breath here. Inhale, exhale. Gorgeous. Inhale up again, dropping the hand to your prop. Left hand slides up the leg, and you can stay right here if that's enough. Hand reaches up or over. There's a great stretch, isn't it? Take a breath in and a breath out. And all the way back up. Fantastic. We're going to bring the hands to the ground now. Taking the left leg back. And let's come to the ground now. So I'm going to bring myself back. Let's come to the back. And we're going to lie down all the way down onto our back. Taking the knees in, so slowly down, bring the knees in and just do a few rotations with the knees. So you can have the knees moving left and right here, pressing the lower back down. At the same time, you can rotate the hands and the feet, the ankles. So see how you're doing with that. And let's take keep the right knee into the chest. We'll have a slight bend in the left leg and then extend that leg up. So depending on how comfortable you are, you can hold on to the back of the thigh here. Maybe you can reach your calf muscle. And I want you just to point and flex the toes towards the ceiling. You can always do this with a strap as well too, but I think it's nice just to be able to manage all these exercises without any props if you can. And again, rotate the ankles, give those ankles a lot of attention. Brilliant. Taking the knee in, we'll extend and straighten the left leg. You're just going to twist your body over. So bringing the right knee over to the left side and maybe looking to the right fingers if that feels good. To giving ourselves a lovely twist. And then again, back in with that knee. We'll swap the legs. So left leg out. You can have a slight bend in the right knee. And then exhale. We're going to lift that leg up towards the ceiling. Again, you can keep the hands here and just point and flex the toes. So imagine you're shooting the heel up towards the ceiling. And then we're bringing the toes up. Okay, and then you can slowly twist ankles. And again, focus on the breathing. So if you find your knee is very bent and it's shaking a lot, just take your time. Don't force it. Breathe into it. And you can even breathe in, bend the knee, take all the pressure away and breathe out. You can push through the heel, but very gently. Don't ever force it. You want to just cool the body down. And then you can take that knee in, straighten the right leg and guide it over to the left. No, to the right side. Still, I don't know my left, my right after all this time. Breathe in and out. Lovely, take that left knee back in, bending up both knees. And this is one of my favorites for any tight hips. So taking one ankle on top of the opposite knee, so just above the knee, and you can be guided again by your body. Stay here, just feeling into that right hip, or if you want to take your hands behind the left thigh, draw left leg in. We have a little bit more going on now in the hip, but again, be guided, and you can stay here a lot longer if you have the time. This is a great exercise to do. So taking a breath in and out. And then lowering the leg. Well, uncross the right leg, left leg now gets a turn. And again, this will be different for you. So be guided, stay here. If you're feeling it already in the left hip. Maybe taking the hands under the right thigh and drawing that leg in. Breathing in and out. Lovely. And then I release the legs down.
Taking the knees in just for a moment, give yourself a big hug, wrap the arms around the knees. You can keep the head down, or if you feel like rolling up into a little ball, go ahead and do that. And then coming down and releasing it all, so straightening the legs, hands behind, getting a big full body stretch, point and reach the toes and fingers, squeeze everything, and then relax everything down. Taking the knees, bending them up, bringing them over to the side. Rolling yourself up. We're going to finish with 3 breaths. So you can come into a seated position, cross-legged, or leaning up against the wall, whatever is comfy for you. And just give yourself a moment here before we start our day again or our evening again. Taking a breath in. So we're going to take a big breath up. And then let the arms fall, and you can be really explosive with that out breath as well. So inhale. And release it all, breath in. And that's you, all done. So enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, and I hope that helps. Sore bodies next day. Enjoy the run.